Welcome. This is our sixth session of Travel Chatter Canada, and we are travel agents who like to get together during COVID lockdowns and share information with one another and talk about things that we love about travel. So we hope you'll enjoy our session. Anna, what news do you have to share with us today?
Well, I have a couple of things, but before I start, I would just like to say that yesterday was Travel Agent Appreciation Day. And I know that this has been a very difficult year, both professionally and for some of us personally. And I know how hard you all work for no additional financial gain, booking, then canceling, refunds, credits, then rebooking, and then the cycle goes on again. So for that, I appreciate all the work you do. But on a personal level, I am very proud to call you coworkers, friends, and mentors. So thank you for being the awesome travel agents that you are.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah.
Can't beat that.
Anna,
Checks
you're
in the
okay.
mail, girls. Checks in the mail.
Yeah.
So now to the what I know, what I've learned part. So Carnival, 2 ships have gone to Galveston, Texas, and they're hoping to be up and running and actually taking on passengers in by the end of June. So a lot of this stuff is going to be American because they're able to travel because they've had both their vaccinations. But that's okay because once they work out all their glitches, then the Canadians can come on board and we'll have everything will be smooth sailing for us. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yes. Yeah.
Carnival, end of June. Norwegian's program is starting July 25th and the first to Greece. And then August 7th, the Joy and the Gem will be out of the Caribbean. The most important thing that I found very interesting was that they've announced they are only taking passengers that are fully vaccinated, and they are not going to hold people to excursions with the cruise ships. So there is not that bubble of you have to travel on excursions with the people that are on the ship. So let's see how that one works out. I'm very interested to see that one.
But other cruise lines will have other restrictions, maybe.
Yeah, they might, but
depends which cruise line and what they're going with.
Yeah, but right now they're saying that you will not have to do your excursions with the cruise line, so you can get off and walk around. I guess that's why they want people that are only fully vaccinated.
All the ships will want everyone fully vaccinated by the end of this.
Yeah. So Celebrity, this new ship, the Celebrity Beyond, sailing April 27th, 2022. It looks, from what I've seen on Zoom calls, it looks like a beautiful ship. It seems a lot, it has a lot of little areas from what I've seen, like 2 extra pools and that kind of stuff. So they're sailing the first one is the Western European, 10 nights. That includes France, Portugal, Spain, and Palma de Mallorca. I just like to say that, that's all. So, but they are going there too.
Hey, Anna, I booked on it already. So after they launch in Western Europe, they're doing a transatlantic as they normally do in October to get back so they can do the Caribbean. So I booked on, it's a 12-day cruise. It does a few spots. It does Barcelona, Cadiz, Lisbon, Tenerife, I think. Does 4 days across to Bermuda, 4 or 5 days to Bermuda, a couple days in Bermuda, and ends in New York. So I booked on that to check out the ship. Yeah. So I'm excited.
What date was that again?
I'm thinking around October 24th, 2022. Yeah.
That's
So,
great. That'll be a nice
We're
trip.
available. We'll all go.
Yeah. Well, I've actually
Okay.
upgraded to the suite because I want to see what that new retreat area is.
Oh,
Yay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
That
Nice.
looks really nice.
We can't wait for that feedback.
yeah.
Holland America, they're launching August 15th and they're doing Greece. Little land info, Italy and France plan to reopen their borders to non-Europeans. Now, I don't have any details about vaccines or, 3 days in hotel, any of that stuff. All I know is that they've just announced it. So by the end of June, that their borders are going to be fully opened. So that's to Americans because we're not able to travel yet. And one more piece of land. So people are always looking for the new best resort. So there is a new resort that opened up in Mexico, and it's called the Yucatan Resort in Playa de Carmen. And it's adult only, all inclusive. It's a fairly small boutique resort, and it's run by the Hilton. So something new. I know people always ask, they want the newest thing. So by the time we're able to travel, it'll be up there, and hopefully the prices won't be so outrageous. Usually the first year as they're working out their things, the prices are pretty good. So that's the newest and that's the latest.
Excellent.
Very good. Very good. So what have you got to offer this week?
Well, I was going to say, just following on the cruises that are starting up, the CDC in the States last week announced to the cruise lines that they're going to, let me get my notes here, that they said cruising can start out of the US as early as this summer. 98% of crew and 95% of passengers have to be vaccinated for the cruises to start up. So, and with these guidelines,
95%, Sue, could be because children don't have to be vaccinated.
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, you're right. And with those rulings, they may be able to bypass the simulated voyages that they thought they were all going to have to do. So
Right.
cruise lines are really happy about this, but they did come back and say, well, it's not saying to passengers, it's not an immediate startup. It takes us a while to get the ships back into dock, to get the crew back. So it'll be a slow start, but you'll start to see them coming out of the States, which, as Anna mentioned, it won't do Canadians any good probably right now because so few of us have both vaccines, and just because we are still under quarantine when we come back.
Yeah.
But it's starting up, right? And the US being so close to us, that's what we were waiting for. So,
Sue,
yeah.
can I just mention one thing so the one thing I read today is because of all the problems in India, some cruise lines, Royal Caribbean is the one I read about. I don't know if the other ones are following suit, will not be taking on Indian crew.
Oh,
So that might push back things a little more because they
Yeah.
won't be able to maybe get enough crew
Yes.
for certain ships.
for all their
Yeah, that just came out this morning. I read it this morning, first thing.
Wow.
That's so bad. That's another hit for India, which
It
is
is.
really too bad.
It is.
It's yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping that
Especially like we've been there.
Yeah.
and they talk about the cruise ships giving out the vaccines to their
staff.
to their feet, to the people that work for them. I was very surprised. Now, I don't know if it's because they have to make their way to, the U.S., get on a
Right.
ship. Maybe that's why, but that's what I read
Okay.
this morning.
They banned all flights from India in Canada and the US until June.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that
so the
makes
whole
it
thing
like-
would be difficult.
yeah, very difficult.
Right.
Yeah. So sorry
Okay.
to interrupt. Go
No,
ahead.
no. That was, I'll move on to something more positive. Well, that was positive in a qualified manner.
Yeah.
So I've been doing a little bit of research into some trips that are closer to home. And I wanted to mention a few cruises that people don't normally think of. And actually, sometimes when you hear them, you kind of poo-poo them because they're North American Great Lakes cruises and river cruises. But, some of them are great as far as the places they go to, and there is a market for them. So there is a cruise company called Victory Cruises. They have 3 ships, about 200 people per ship. So it's similar size to what a river cruise in Europe does. Okay, it's a different shape of a ship, but they are similar size. And they are doing Great Lakes cruises, and some of them hit each of the Great Lakes. So if that was on your bucket list, that's a good thing to do. But some of the stops would be Chicago, Niagara-on-the-Lake, Sault Ste. Marie, Toronto, Montreal, Kingston, which would be actually really interesting to go see all those cities. And just like a river cruise, you're landing right in the city. So you would get off the ship, do a shore excursion, do whatever you want, get back on the ship. They also go up the Eastern Seaboard and down the Eastern Seaboard, and they do Nassau to Boston. They do Quebec City up here down to Boston, and some of the U.S. stops are like Savannah, Georgia, Nantucket, Charleston. Oh, beautiful cities. Yeah, so they're beautiful. So I wanted to mention them, and I guess I wanted to mention that, as I said, some people say, well, why would you do that? But there are reasons. For example, some older people can't get insurance a reasonable price for when they leave Canada. So there's a reason to do a Canadian cruise. Some people don't want to travel overseas anymore. The 7-hour flight is just too long, and they want to stay closer to home. So I actually see these cruises more for that population personally. So, if you've got a parent that's been stuck inside for 2 years and these open up, it would be a great thing to do is to take your mom or dad or them on the cruise. 2 other ones that do similar things, the American Queen Steamboat Company, and that's been around for a long time. They're like the big old-fashioned, think of Huckleberry Finn steamboats. That's right, paddle wheels. Yeah.
My sister went on that one.
And how was it?
It was great.
Was it?
Yeah, they had a good time.
Yeah, I think you do. Like, it is what it is, right? Like, it's not casinos and things like a big ship, but they're nice. And they do Nashville to Chattanooga, places like that. So Nashville is a great place to go to. And then finally, actually, they even do Oregon to Vancouver, I found out, which would be interesting to do up the West Coast. And of course, if you want to stay only in Canada, the St. Lawrence Cruise Line does a route kind of from the Thousand Islands. They do Kingston, Montreal, Quebec City. My in-laws actually took that for exactly one of those reasons. My father-in-law did not want to not be part of the Canadian medical system because of health issues. So they took that knowing that if they needed a hospital, there'd be one. So that's, so there are some things closer to home. And again, they are starting up in limited capacity as they're able. That's it.
Yeah, very good.
Deborah.
Oh, let's see. What shall I chat about? Well, I was interested in some of the airlines. The airlines, there hasn't been a lot of travel by air for us in Canada, but in the US, it's really gone right up. And like the airlines like US, Alaska, Delta, United, Southwest started it. There's basic economies back with no refunds at all. Before we had book with confidence kind of thing going on, and you could get your money back or change your flight. Well, all those airlines have gone back to their basic economy, which has nothing. There's no seats, there's no refunds, there's no changes, there's nothing. So be careful.
Wait a second. There's seats. There's just no seat selection.
No seat selection. Right. Oh, right.
God, no seats on planes.
They don't have to stand through the whole trip. Yeah. There is a washroom. They don't have to pay for that yet. So like some airlines in Britain, right?
Yeah. Don't give them ideas. Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, right. Please don't.
Ryanair. Yeah.
Yeah, Ryanair. So in Canada, Air Canada is giving refunds now for past credits that you have. They still have where you can get seat selection with your basic regular economy, rather, not your basic. But that will be changing. I'm sure depending on when you booked, like right now you can, I don't remember now. Oh, I've lost my train of thought now.
Oh, I interrupted. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I said no seats.
Yes, I know. You said no seats, and that threw me off.
Yeah. So WestJet's all over the place, though, depending on when you booked your seat all this past year and from now on. There's refunds if you book not basic economy. Don't book basic economy. If you go online and you see a really good price, it's not going to include all your perks. Well, they're not really perks. I used to call them basic, but now they are.
Yeah.
Seat selection, luggage, being able to cancel or just change the date and all that. Although Southwest at this time, they are no longer charging the $200 change fee, which is interesting.
That's good.
So,
well, interesting. And the Southwest is just within the States, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people use it. So
yes, right.
So WestJet still has their book with confidence too. You're allowed to change once for no charge, but after that you can't.
Right.
And some of the airlines will allow you to change. The American ones, I can't remember which one now, allows you to change the name on it, but I doubt that's going to be around for long either.
No.
As people start traveling more and more, a lot of these cushions that we had are going to be gone.
Yeah.
And for arriving in Canada, you still have to go your 2 weeks. If you arrive in Canada by flights, but you also all flights you need to have are going to be. I think you're going to need both vaccines too. And I think we're going to be going to some kind of passport, visa, to show that you've had your shots, just like when you are going to countries that require a yellow fever. You have to have proof that you've had your yellow fever shot.
Right.
I wouldn't suggest traveling in Africa or some of those countries right now anyway. So we're going to be...
Not at the moment.
Yeah, we're not going to be going there. And to find out about the COVID restrictions all over everywhere, go to our website. It's on Cruise and Land Coronavirus Updates tab on our website, which will be at the end of our chat today. So that's all I have to say right now because I messed it up.
Well,
Deborah.
Francis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deborah, sorry. Can I just interject?
Yeah, please.
So, just a personal note. The one thing that I learned this year, struggling with refunds and non-refunds and credits and not credits, being very weary, of booking flights, even hotels, but booking something through a third party. And what I mean by that is if Air Canada is your flight and you're booking it through Expedia or bookings.com or Travelocity, any of those third party sites, remember that if there's an issue with the flight, it gets canceled or you need to cancel it or whatever the case is, it has to fall within the conditions of not only Air Canada, but then of this third party. And for some, it's been very difficult, very, very difficult, believe me, many times difficult to deal with some of these companies. And on a personal note for my clients, I will no longer be dealing with some of these companies because what seems like a really good price, a really good deal when you go to book, afterwards, you find out it's not such a great deal. You don't get your seat selection. You don't get your baggage. You can't even pay ahead for your baggage or your seat selection
Right.
because of the type of ticket you purchase.
And it's more expensive.
Avoid the nightmare,
At the airport.
avoid the pain and suffering, avoid what I've gone through for some of my clients, and know what you're booking. Really, really research what you're booking, or come to one of us and we will help you through it. Okay?
Yeah.
I agree.
Very good advice. Yeah.
It's hours and hours and hours of research, trying to get through by emails and on the phone. And
Mhm.
yeah.
And right now they're all clogged up. You try to phone any of those companies, it's a long wait. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, we're coming to the end of it. We hope.
We do, but
Yes.
changes are made every day because
Yeah.
things
Oh,
are
they are.
changing rapidly. And
Yes.
and this is what we have to be aware of. This is the hard
Yes.
part. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have hopes for late summer, early fall.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Me
would be
too.
so
Fingers
good.
crossed. Yeah, for sure. So Transat also is issuing the refund
Yes.
for anyone that has outstanding credits or vouchers. You may apply online or get in touch with your travel agent and they will do that for you. As well as some news from Celebrity. They are opening up their Galapagos in July. They're going to sail the Flora, their smallest ship, I believe, with 100
The
passengers.
original one. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and they're going to restrict it to 50% passenger capacity with 100% staff.
Wow.
And everyone has to be vaccinated. And again, when you get off the ship, they're not restricting you to stay in a little bubble because you'll be the only ones on the island that you're going to that day from that ship. So it would be very pleasant. Again, mostly geared towards the U.S. clientele because they're the ones that have had double vaccinations, and Canadians haven't, and we're under a no-fly zone, no travel zone.
No travel.
So again, we get back with the quarantines when we get home. And they're going to start the expedition. They're very hopeful. They're starting the expedition sailings on July the 24th and the Explorer sailings on September the 18th. And coupled with that, they're offering free air.
Nice.
And if anybody's got it on a bucket list, I did that cruise with Celebrity, and it's fantastic. It's just everything's taken care of once you're there. You're seeing a part of the world that it's so remote. And actually, when you get off the ship, it's so regulated. You have to go with one of their naturalists, and only so many people, even from other places, can be at the same time. But it is fantastic. So if you're thinking of doing it, just book ahead and go. You won't be sorry.
It's very regulated with how many ships and how many people per year are allowed to go.
Exactly.
But
So,
having only 50 passengers, that would be like a private yacht.
it would be awesome.
Oh, even a full capacity is a private yacht.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So and they take children, so that's something. So and the free air offer, I believe, goes into 22. So it's but it can be pulled at any time. Always, they can pull it at any time. But it shows that there's movement. Things are starting to go in the right direction.
That's excellent.
Yeah. So we didn't have any questions on our website this week. But if anyone's watching and they do have a question, we'd be more than pleased to answer it. And if you ask a question, we'll send you a little gift because we're so thrilled that you're watching us and let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Whether it's whether you enjoy it or you don't enjoy it, or it's old information, or we're not lively enough, whatever you think. But please let us know, communicate with us. And also, we'll leave at the end of this filming, we have our personal information. So if you wish to contact us, please do so. Anna, you have something to offer? Additional?
No, I just, reach out and let us know if there's something you want us to talk about. We're here. We got lots of time. So please reach out.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us, and we wish you a pleasant weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.